Right, welcome back to another game of Precision Baseball. My name is Brian Hafferkamp. I'm the designer and creator of Precision Baseball. This is a new baseball, tabletop cards and dice baseball game in development. And today we're going to finish out our series. It was a 3-game series between the Yankees and the Red Sox, played in mid-June 2023. And this is being played with the 2023 cards that I've created for the game. You can try the game out if you join the Clark Addison Facebook group. So go to Facebook groups and search for Clark Addison Gaming Company. Answer a few questions. It's a private group, so answer a few questions, get in, and in the file section you can download an 8-team demo. 8-team demo, not a team. But that demo includes alphabetically the first 8 teams, A to Cleveland, so something like that. And you're going to get all the charts here, and it's the most recent version of the game, so you can give that a try and see what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the game. I've not heard anything about the game for a while, so I assume that those who are testing the game are either satisfied or uninterested, so I'm not really sure which it is. Hopefully they're satisfied, and the game looks like it should just continue forward into production. So to me, the games feel realistic and good, and maybe there's a few little things here and there that I can change along the way, but the guts of the game seem like they are good to go. All right. In this game we have Brian Bello going for the Red Sox, and on the mound for the Yankees is Luis Severino. So it should be an interesting game. I don't know if good Severino is going to show up or bad Severino. We'll see. And let's go through the starting lineups real quickly. For the visiting Yankees, it is Jake Bauers in left field. Gleyber Torres is at second base. Anthony Rizzo hitting third and playing first base. Stanton is the DH. He's hitting fourth. Donaldson will get the start at third base. He's hitting fifth. McKinney is in center field, batting sixth. Oswaldo Cabrera is in right field, hitting seventh. Kyle Higashioka is the catcher. He's hitting 8th, and Anthony Volpe, the shortstop, rookie shortstop from 2023, hitting 9th. On the mound, like I said, is Luis Severino. He can go 22 batters. He's a +1 against lefties, which is not good, and he is average against right-handed batters. So a plus is not good for pitchers. A plus is good for batters. A minus is good for pitchers. For the hometown Red Sox, it is Jarren Duran in center field leading off. Justin Turner is the DH. He's hitting second. Verdugo gets the start in right field. He's batting third. Devers, the powerful left-handed bat, is playing third and hitting fourth. Rob Refsnyder gets the start in left field. He's hitting fifth. Tristan Casas is at first base. He's hitting sixth. Enrique Hernandez is at second base. He is hitting seventh. Reese McGuire gets a start at catcher, hitting 8th, and Pablo Reyes will get the start at shortstop. Pardon me, and he's batting 9th. On the mound is Brian Bello. He is a -5 against righties. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, I think, switch hitter. So we got 3 or 4 lefties in the lineup, trying to negate that a little bit. But Bello will be tough against the Yankee right-handed bats. So let's see how this one plays out. Remember, we play with 3 D10 dice and a D20. The D20 will be used when we, let's see, where did I put my ballpark? Put it somewhere. Well, I know I had it. What did I do with it? Seem to be missing a page here. Let me pause this and see if I can find it. Alright, I thought I lost a ballpark, a whole ballpark, but was able to find it. It's Fenway Park, and you can see that we use our D20 roll for here, to find out where the ball went on a hit. So that helps us to know what to do on the base paths. So this game is a little bit more detailed than most when it comes to base running and fielding. So once runners get on base, the game tends to slow down quite a bit. But I think you get used to it, but it's got a good pace to it. So let's get right into it. Bello is going to go against Bowers, Torres, and Rizzo. And first we need to do our calculations here. So Bowers, left-handed batter against right-handed pitching, is a -1. That's not good. And against left-handed bats, Bello is a 0, so he's average. So that -1 means you say 10 minus 1 is 9, and Jake Bowers will control the at-bat if this D20 roll is a 1 to 9. So he's like, an even roll would be 1 to 10 for the batter, 11 to 20 for the pitcher. So he's -1 total against this pitcher. So that means that he's 1 to 9. So we got to kind of get back into the rhythm of things here. It's been a couple weeks since I've played, and so it might take me a minute. So this is going to come off of the batter card since it's a 5. And so we have a red, white, and blue, 816, and we read that off of Jake Bowers' card. And an 816 is in the walk range against a right-handed pitcher. So everything is splits induced. We have split ratings for everything. So that's going to be a leadoff walk for Jake Bowers. Bowers, his stealing, you can see here, is a -1. He's a -2 runner, not a huge steal chance here, just 5 stolen base attempts against right-handed pitching. So he'll stay at first base, not going to try to steal with him. Gleyber Torres to the plate. Torres is a +4 against right-handed pitching. Bello is a -5, so altogether that's a -1. So the same thing, 1 to 9 goes to the batter card. It's a 14. And red, white, and blue is 757 off against a right-hander. That's going to be a second walk in a row. Let me move our stamina as well. Forgot. I told you it's going to take me a minute to kind of get back into the flow of things here. So for stamina, every batter that we face goes down 1. So he's faced 2 batters. That goes down 2. A walk. And I got a handy little chart here. So you get a -1 for every batter faced, -1 for every walk. So that's an extra -1. And the more starts than actual is just that's if you're doing a season replay. So 2 batters faced and 2 walks. So he's already down his stamina to 20 with runners at first and second base. So a little hot water here in the first inning. Nobody out, 2 on, and Anthony Rizzo to the plates. Rizzo is an even Steven, so he's a 1 to 10, so he gets control. 413 off a right-hander will be a line drive. That line drive goes to, we look here, we have a little player finder, so ground balls, fly balls, and line drives. 345, that's going to go to left field. And so then we check to see if the left fielder caught the ball or not. It's a 0.75, so there's a chance for an error. Anything 130 and under, like 0 to 130, is an opportunity for an error. So we check the left fielder. The left fielder is Ref Snyder. Ref Snyder, his error rating is a 0. And then when we look on our sheet here, this is just kind of the slow way to go. Our sheet here says anything from 22 to 32 is an error. So you can see down here, red is error, green no error. So 22 to 32 is going to be an error on a 0 fielder. And this is a 75, so there's no error on the play. So we call that a line drive to left field, and that'll be out number 1. There is a chance that runners will advance or be forced to advance, I guess. So not very likely. First and second base, everything is going to be red or yellow. That means that it's yellow is the gamer's choice. You can see it's a gamer decision. So since nobody has to go, I'm not going to go I'm not going to send either of these runners. Neither are very fast. So Rizzo is out number 1. And we have runners at first and second with 1 out now. Giancarlo Stanton to the plate. That was a terrible roll. 524. So Stanton is a -1 against righties, and he's a -5 against right-handed batters. So that's a -6. So 10 minus 6 is 4. A 1 to 4 is going to be control for the batter. It's an 8. So this comes off the pitcher card. 524 is going to be in his strikeout range, and he gets a K. That'll be 2 outs in the inning. And the Yankees are in danger of stranding a couple of runners in the first inning. On a strikeout, you can see you get a +1 for a strikeout, +1 for a double play, +1 for a 1, 2, 3 inning. If you have bases loaded and no runners score, you get a +1. And also, if you perform a mound visit for the pitcher, then you'll get a +1 as well. So technically, I'm not going to move it. So technically, it's -1 for the batter and then +1. So 18 and then back to 19. So on a strikeout, you don't have to move the stamina. Okay, Josh Donaldson is up with 2 on and 2 out. He's a -1 against righties, and Bello is a -5. So again, 1 to 4 will be control for the batter. So it's going to come off the pitcher card. 794 is going to be in his walk range, and that's the 3rd walk of the inning for Bello, and that's going to load the bases for the Yankees. So again, 1 for the batter, 1 for the walk. Walks are killer. I mean, the idea is that you throw more pitches in a walk, so that should shorten. More walks should shorten your outing. 17 is going to be off of the pitcher card. I mean, you kind of have some shortcuts. It's very rare that the pitcher is going to be, that it's going to be a +7 to the batter. In this case, against a lefty, he's a 0, so it's not going to happen. So a 17 goes to the pitcher. Kenny is facing a right-hander. He's a -1, so it's a 1 to 9, basically. So off the pitcher card, a 599 is going to be another strikeout as Bello bears down, and he strikes out McKinney with the bases loaded and 2 outs. So we get out of the first inning, no score. Again, the strikeout doesn't move anything for the pitcher, so his stamina is going to be at 17 as he comes out to the next inning. All right, for Boston in the first, it's going to be Duran, Turner, and Verdugo against Luis Severino. Severino against lefties is a +1. Duran against righties is a +1, so that makes it a +2. 10 + 2 is 12, and a 1 to 12 is control of the at-bat to the batter. It seems like a lot of steps. You just kind of get used to looking at everything and going through and doing that quick math in your head. It's actually not very cumbersome. I'm just getting back in and kind of showing everybody how the game is played again. So off of the batter card, a 0.64 against a right-handed pitcher is going to be a 171. And a 171 is a ground out, 0 to 171. So that'll be a ground ball that goes to the shortstop, and the shortstop will make the play. That was a 571. Like I said, anything above 130 is, from 130 up, is going to be a good play. So with nobody on base, things are a lot easier. It's kind of, there's only one play to make, and that's to third or first base. Once we get runners on base, though, and you have ground outs, you have to pull up this chart, which looks a little intimidating at first, but is actually quite easy to use. All right, second batter, Justin Turner. This one's going to come off of Severino's card. 19, again, that's almost as high as you can go, so it's going to come off Severino's card. He's pitching against a right-handed batter. 543 is going to be in his K range, so that's a strikeout for Severino, and that'll be out number 2 in the inning. No need to move the stamina there. The better the pitcher pitches, the more strikeouts. more 1, 2, 3 innings, the more double plays, the longer he's going to be able to stay in the game, which I think is pretty realistic. Verdugo against righties is a +3. Severino against lefties is a +1. So he's a 1 to 14 for control. So that'll come off the batter card. A 907 against a right-handed batter. 907 is going to be a double. So that's a 2-bagger. And we have our doubles here. We're playing at Fenway Park. And the roll is a 3. A 3 is going to be a ground ball down the left field line. So Verdugo goes the other way with it. Gets it past the third baseman. And we have a ground ball down the left field line. Verdugo's running is just a 0. The left fielder's fielding. The reason we're checking is because there's a possibility he could go for 2 on this. Stretch it into a double. The left fielder is Bowers. Bowers' arm is a 0. So because the arm of the outfielder, well, it's really his arm and range together, right? So let's look at that. His range is a -4. His arm is a 0. So he's a -4. And what that means is since the outfielder's arm and range is less than the base runner's running, then we would have to use this chart here. And really we would be using the lowest column because he's a -4. So Bowers, not great range in left field. So let's go ahead and try to stretch this. Oh, you know what? He's already hitting a double as to left field. Sorry, it's going to take me a little bit to get back into this. Runner advancement. Okay, we'll just keep that at a double. I was thinking it was a single. So double to left field. Verdugo is on in scoring position with 2 outs. And Rafi Devers to the plate. This is going to come off of Devers' card, and that will be a 291. 291 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. That fly ball is popped up to the first baseman. The first baseman is going to make the catch, and that's out number 3. So no need to check on runner advancement as we get a pop out to the first baseman. And that's going to end the rally for Boston as they strand a runner at second base. It's tied at 0 as we head to the top of the 2nd inning. And I'm going to play that inning kind of slow, and I'm just going to pick up the pace here. This game should take you anywhere between an hour and a half to play a game. Depends on how many pitching changes you make and that kind of stuff. Oswaldo Cabrera, Kyle Higashioka, and Anthony Volpe for the Yankees. So Cabrera is a switch hitter. He's hitting left-handed. So he's a 0, and Bello is a 0. So this comes off the pitcher. 819 against a lefty is into his hit range. So when we have a hit off the pitcher card, we need to look off of the batter card to see what kind of hit it is. So a 393 against a righty is going to be in his 1 to 760 range, and that goes across, so single, double, triple, home run, and those kind of just go all the way across here. So then you check in these boxes right here. So 1 to 760 is a single, and that's going to be a base hit, and that single goes to that is a blooper down the right field line as he hits it off his hands. And we're going to have a single. His running is a 0, and the right fielder is Verdugo. His range plus arm is +9, so that's all going to be on the batter if he wanted to try to take second base on that. I think we're going to, we have their tendencies here. Their aggressiveness in kind of their aggressiveness levels are normal. They're aggressive first to home, but I think we're gonna just keep him at first base here. So it'll be Kyle Higashioka for the Yankees with the runner at first base. Higashioka against righties is a -1. Bello is a -5, so that's a 1 to 4. So it is a 4. So that's going to come off of the batter card. A 693 against a righty is going to be a strikeout off of Higashioka's card. So every batter is rated for their performance against different types of pitchers, right-handed or left-handed. So you can see he strikes out more against lefties than righties. So you can get a good sense here. Also, you can see down here the aggregate numbers. So 30% K percentage versus 28 against righties. So you can actually see the hard numbers of those things. But they also show up in their ranges. Anthony Volpe to the plate. Volpe is a 1 to 4 as well. So a 983, that's going to be a hit with a runner on. A 477 against a righty is going to be a base hit. So Volpe with the knock, and that's going to be a line drive right to the right fielder. We have our runner advancement chart, first to third. First to third, New York is normal, so we would use this yellow chart here. Cabrera, I didn't write down all their stats or anything, so a little more clunky if you have to do it this way. He runs at a 0. So when the ball is hit to the right fielder and the batter is a 0, that is the player's choice. A question mark means a player's choice. So I can advance him or not, first to third. He's a 0 and the right fielder is Verdugo, right? So Verdugo is an arm of 4. Since the ball goes right to him, he doesn't really have to do much, but he's a arm of 4, range of 5. So Verdugo gets to that one very quickly, and we're not going to try to go first to third. So you get some choices in this game. And again, the Yankees with runners at first and second with 1 out. And back to the top of the order with Jake Bauers. This is going to come off of the it's going to come off the pitcher card. 733 against a lefty is into his hit by pitch range. So Bauers gets plunked. That's going to load the bases again. And a couple of difficult innings here for Brian Bello, not the start that the Red Sox were hoping for. So bases loaded. Not going to play the infield in this early in the game. Guess we should move everybody. There we go. And it's Gleyber Torres to the plate. Torres with a -1, so 1 to 9, he gets control. So this comes off of Gleyber's card. A 349 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. A 100 is a possible error. So Ref Snyder's in left, he's here. His error rating is a 0. That's not going to be an error, that's a catch. So we'll call that F7, that's out number 2 in left field. And let's see if there's any sort of advancement on the play. So we have a sheet like this for the fly balls as well to see if there's any runner advancement. We have bases loaded. The ball's hit to left field. Let's see if he has to go or if we have an opportunity to go. So 054, that's in the green. So the lead runner has to go. So now we have a play at the plate. It is going to be Oswaldo Cabrera. How old am I with the Orlando Cabrera reference? Oswaldo Cabrera. He's in here somewhere. There he is. He runs at a 0. The left fielder is Refsnyder. He's got a +2 arm, and so he's going to be have the advantage here. That's going to be all on the batter to try to score. So on a tag up, he's a 0, so we're going to use this column here. And anywhere from 211 to 840, he'll score. Otherwise, he's going to be gunned down at the plate. Take one off for the out. It's a 958, and he is thrown out at the plate. Refsnyder with the hose piece in left as they get a double play. And we're going to go 7-2 on the putout. That's out number 3. And that double play also gives him a +1. So the Yankees don't score. They load the bases yet again. And a fly ball to left. And Cabrera gunned down at the plate by Refsnyder. He gets all kinds of high fives from his buddies coming back to the dugout. So we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning, still no score. The Yankees storm in every inning, but Bello able to get through it. Refsnyder is going to be up against Severino. Refsnyder a right-handed bat. Severino's a 0, and Refsnyder is a -1 against righties. So 1 to 9 he controls. So this comes off of the pitcher. And 159 against a righty is going to be a grounder. 613 is a ground ball to short. 120 is a possible error. Let's check out Volpe. One thing you can do to speed up this process is to just write down all the players' ratings. His error is a -1, and this is a 120. So 33 to 83 is an error for a -1 fielder. So he's going to make the pick and the throw, and that'll be out number 1. Severino looking good so far. It's given up 1 hit, and Tristan Casas comes to the plate. Casas against righties is a +2, so he hits right-handers really well. Severino against lefties is a +1, so that makes him a 1 to 13 to control. So he definitely will. 301 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. That goes to pop up to third base, and the third baseman has it for the out. We'll go P5 on the putout. As the third baseman Donaldson catches it in short left field. And Kike Hernandez stands in for his first at bat. 15, that's going to come off Severino. A 347 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. 801 is a fly ball into center field. 138 will be a catch. There's no errors north of 130. So we'll say F8 on the putout. That's a 1-2-3 inning. So 1 for the batter, 1 for the 1-2-3 inning. So his stamina doesn't move, and Severino is looking good in this one. We head to the top of the 3rd inning. Bello is facing off against Rizzo, Stanton, and Donaldson. This comes off the pitcher card. 817 is going to be a hit, and a 158 off a right-hander is going to be a single. So Anthony Rizzo with the base knock, and that is a line drive down the left field line. Getting over to it is the left fielder. The left fielder is Refsnyder. He is a -2. Anthony Rizzo runs at a -1. So I think we're going to try to stretch this. Anthony Rizzo feeling his oats. He's going to try to stretch this into a hustle double. Because the runner's running speed is greater than the outfielder's arm plus range, we have to put the onus is on the outfielder to throw out the base runner. A 936, he's in this last column here. 936 is going to be a red. Red means safe. So Anthony Rizzo into second base with the hustle double. So we'll just convert that to a double as he hits it down the line. Anything down the lines or into the gaps, and I give the base runner that opportunity to advance. But it really is, it's just kind of a mixture of the base runner's running ability. There's a specific steal ability, and then there's a running ability. So it's based off of the interplay between the pitcher and that specific outfielder. So runner at second base, nobody out. Giancarlo Stanton to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He struck out in his first at bat. This time he's a 1-4 for control. So this is off the pitcher. 141 will be a ground ball. That is hit to first base. 697 is going to be a good catch. And let's see what happens with the ball. So there's our first baseman. Here he is. Runner at second base. Most likely this is going to be a 3-1 put out with a runner advance, but we'll see. And 854 is here. 3-1 with a runner advancement. There is a chance for an all safe. So just because he catches the ball doesn't mean that he can make the play at first base. So this is a runner advancement on the fielder's choice. We're going to go 3-1 on the putout. And that's out number 1. So 1 out with a runner at third base. The Yankees threatening yet again. This is the third inning in a row. They've gotten a runner to third. And this will come off of Josh Donaldson's card. A 154 is a ground ball. That grounder goes to second base. 702 is a good play at second base. And a 606 with a runner at third. Everything is a 4-3 put out with a runner scoring. So that makes it easy. So they get the out at first base. Going to get an RBI for Josh Donaldson as he pokes it the other way. And a couple of ground outs means the Yankees get on the board first. They're up 1-0 with Billy McKinney coming to the plate. 2 down now. Should put that. 2 down. McKinney is 0 for 1. He struck out in his first at bat. Saw the pitcher. 855 against a lefty will be a hit of some sort. It's a 572. That'll be a base knock. And that is a single, a line drive to center field. Center fielder will play it on a hop. And let's see, I didn't check on a previous base hits. Let's see if there's an error on the center fielder. No error. So another hit. Brian Bello just having a hard time here. A real struggle through this first few innings. Runner at first and 2 outs for the Yankees. This will be a 1-5 for control for the batter. So 727. Bello keeps rolling high, but that is actually inside his, no, against a lefty. 727 is going to be in his walk range. So against lefties, he doesn't do it quite as well. And we have a switch hitter here, right? So he's batting left-handed. So that's going to be a walk. And we got runners at first and second now with 2 outs. Not really anything strategically we can do here. So Bello's going to pitch to Kyle Higashioka. Higashioka 0 for 1 with a single. He is a -1. Bello is a -5. So this comes out the pitcher's card. 475 will be a strikeout. So Bello gets second strikeout of the day of Kyle Higashioka. Higashioka ends the inning. He strands 2. The Yankees do get 1, and we don't move the stamina for the strikeout. So going into the bottom of the third, it's going to be 1-0 New York against Boston. Bello has danced around a lot of traffic in this one to keep it at 1-0. It'll be Reese McGuire, Pablo Reyes, and then back to the top with Jarren Duran for Boston. 17 will be off Severino's card. 84 is a ground ball. That's going to be a grounder to the third baseman. Third baseman will make the play. It's Donaldson with a good throw. That's out number 1. 1 down in the inning. And Pablo Reyes to the plate. Reyes, a right-handed batter. He is even Steven with Severino. So this comes out the pitcher card. 294 is going to be a fly ball. That fly ball goes out to right field. And 129, I suppose there's a possibility of an error. Cabrera's in right field. His error rating is a 0, so no error on the play. Only if he was a -1 would he have made an error there, or less than -1. So we'll call that a fly out to 9, and that's out number 2. So 2 down in the inning, and back to the top of the order we go with Jarren Duran. Duran playing in center for Boston. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out to short in his first at bat. This will be off the pitcher. That's a ground ball. That goes to the third baseman. 122. The third baseman is Donaldson. Typically a good third baseman in his day. Let's see. He's rated as a 0, so he'll make the play over to first. Good throw. And that is out number 3. So a 1-2-3 inning for Severino. So 1 for the batter, +1 for the 1-2-3 inning. And we head to the top of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 New York over Boston. This game was played, this was part of a doubleheader on June 18th, 2023. Anthony Volpe will be up, and then back to the top with Bowers and Torres. Volpe in his first at-bat had a base hit and advanced as far as second base, but wasn't able to come home and score. Bello, he's going to be a 1-4 to Anthony Volpe, so this comes off the pitcher card. 161 against a righty is going to be a ground ball. 239 is a grounder to second base. The second baseman is Hernandez. Which Kike is a -4 on his error range. We have a 99, a 099, and that is going to be an error on Kike Hernandez as he can't hold the ball. And it squirts away into right field. Anthony Volpe will be at first base, and Bello just can't seem to get a break in this one. Now his defense is letting him down. Brings up Jake Bowers. Bowers on twice. He has no official at bat. He's walked and been hit by a pitch. Against a righty is a -1. Bello is a 0, so that makes him a 1-9 for control. So he gets control. 452 against a right-hander is going to be a strikeout for Bowers. That'll be out number 1. Bowers yet to hit the ball. Brings up Gleyber Torres. Torres is a 1-9 for control, so this comes off the pitcher. 315 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. That goes to center field. The center fielder, no problem. And let's see if there is any advancement. Fly ball to center field with a runner at first base. There's a possibility here that you have to go. but it's not going to happen. So that's going to be a no-go. So runner stays at first base, and coming up to bat is Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo doubled and scored in his last at-bat. He had a hustle double down the left field line, and he is a 1-10 for controls. It's off the pitcher card. 704 against a lefty is a walk. So yet another walk by Brian Bello. And that's going to push the runner to second base. So 1-2. Bello, his walk percentage against lefties is only 7%. I mean, just pretty uncharacteristic for him. And it just happens to be the roll of the dice, I think. 1-4 for control for Stanton. Just off the pitcher card. 476 is going to be a line drive against a right-hander. So 690 on a line drive will be a line drive to right field, and that's going to be caught by the right fielder. Since that's a third out, we don't have to check any runner advancement. So the Yankees go down in the fourth. They don't score. They do get 2 more on base, and Bello is getting toward the end of his day. Maybe 1 more inning for him. Justin Turner is up in the bottom of the 4th inning. He'll face off against Luis Severino. Severino cruising in this one so far. Let's see if that remains. This comes off the pitcher card. A 100 is going to be a grounder, and that ground ball goes to the shortstop. 202 is going to be a good pick at short. Volpe with a nice throw to first, and that's out number 1. Brings up Alex Verdugo, left-handed batter. This will come off the pitcher card. A 043. It's going to be a grounder, and the ground ball goes to short. And Volpe is there again to make the play. Had to come in a little bit on that one. It makes a nice throw on the run to get Alex Verdugo at first. Rafi Devers to the plate. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. This will come off Devers' card. And 851 against a righty is going to be a base hit. So let's see. That is a ground ball down the left field line. Devers runs at a -2. And if I'm not mistaken, the outfielder is a -2. So that's just going to be a base hit to left field. That at least prevents Severino from having a 1-2-3 inning. So Rafi Devers at first base. He's not really a threat to steal. Rev Snyder to the plate. He's a 1-9 for control, so this is off his card. 902, that could be trouble. 902 against a righty is going to be a base hit. So back-to-back hits for Boston. This is going to be a ground ball into left field. And Devers is going to stop at second base. So Boston with a little something going on. 2 outs and 2 on. And Tristan Casas to the plate. Casas hits well against right-handers. He is a 1-13 for control of the at-bat, but it's a 14. So it's off Severino's card. 316 against a lefty is going to be a fly ball, as Casas gives this on a ride out to center field, and the center fielder is there for the catch, and out number 3. So 3 down for Boston, and they put 2 on in the bottom of the 4th, but they can't get anyone home. They're down 1-0 in this one to the Yankees. And let's send Bello out there for 1 more inning. Let's see what he can do against the middle bottom of the order. It'll be Donaldson, McKinney, and Cabrera. Donaldson 0 for 1. He does have an RBI. He had a ground out, and that's how the Yankees got their first run of the game. This will be off of Donaldson's card. 15 is going to be a ground ball. That goes to the shortstop. And no problem at short for Pablo Reyes. Makes a good strong throw across the diamond. and he gets Donaldson by a couple steps. Billy McKinney to the plate. This comes off the pitcher card. A 418 is going to be a line drive. Actually, 418 will be a fly ball, sorry. 829, that's a fly ball out to center field. Center fielder is there with no problem. And that's 2 quick outs. And let's see if Bello can get through this inning and get Cabrera. Cabrera 1 for 1, single and a walk. He got thrown out trying to score from third on a sac fly opportunity back in the 2nd inning. So 15 is going to come off the pitcher card. 159 against a lefty is a ground ball. That's a grounder to third base. 214 is a good play. And a 1-2-3 inning finally keeps this stamina where it is. And Bello with a nice 5 innings, probably going to remove him from the game after this. But he gives up only 1 run in 5 innings, and that's pretty good for as much traffic as he's had in this one. So it'll be Kike Hernandez, Reese McGuire, and Pablo Reyes, 7, 8, and 9 for the Boston Red Sox. Red Sox down 1 run against Severino. Severino also maybe a couple innings away from being done as well. He's looking good so far though. This will be against a right-handed batter off of the batter's card. So 285 for Hernandez is a fly ball, and that goes out to center field. No problem in center field for Billy McKinney as he gets under it and makes the catch for out number 1. This game is kind of like meanders, kind of like a baseball game. It's going to probably appeal to a little bit hardcore, more hardcore baseball fan. There's a lot of moving parts, but it's not really. It's just a lot of details. It's not difficult. So detailed, a lot of moving parts doesn't necessarily mean complex or difficult. It just means there's a lot of kind of things to be in it, but it all makes some logical sense if you just kind of think your way through it. Reese McGuire, he is 0 for 1. He grounded out to third in his first at bat. Against righties, he's a -1. Severino is a +1, so that makes him totally even. This comes off the batter card. A 509 against a right-hander will be a strikeout. So Severino gets the K. We don't move his stamina for a strikeout. And that'll bring up the 9-hole hitter, Pablo Reyes. Reyes flied out to right field in his first at-bat. He is going to get control of this at-bat. 419, though, against a righty is going to be a line drive, or sorry, a fly ball. And 227, that's a fly ball to left field. Not many opportunities for Jake Bowers yet, but he gets one here. This will be out number 3. Yeah, that's a 1-2-3 inning again for Severino, and he might have bought himself an extra inning there. So we head to the top of the 6th inning. Let's go ahead and get a new pitcher in for Boston. All right, new pitcher is going to be Chris Murphy, the left-hander. He replaces Brian Bello. Bello, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. That was an earned run. He did give up 5 walks and kind of danced around those. 5 strikeouts. He did hit a batter and faced 25 batters in this one. So Chris Murphy is up to the plate, and stands on the mound. He'll be facing off against Higashioka, Volpe, and then back to the top of the order with Bowers. So now the dynamics have changed. We have a left-hander on the mound. He is a -1 against righties. Higashioka is a -1. So that means a 1-8 to Kyle. And this comes off the batter card, 189, but this time against a lefty. That'll be a ground ball. 447, grounder to second base, and no issues there at second base as Kike Hernandez makes a good throw to first, and that'll be out number 1. Good start for Chris Murphy. As he comes in, here in the 6th inning, his team down 1 run, trying to keep it right there. This will come off the pitcher card. 315 against a righty is going to be a fly ball. That's a fly ball into right field. No problem out there in right field as Verdugo makes the play. 2 quick outs for the Yankees, and we head to the top of the order. It's Jake Bauers. Bauers 0 for 1. He struck out in his last at bat. Against lefties, he's a -1. Murphy is a -1, so 1 to 8 for control for the batter. And this does come off his card. A 976 could be serious trouble against a lefty. 976 is a double for Bauers. And that will be into the notch in center field as he rips one out to center field over the center fielder's head. And there's a little space out there. This little notch here where center field meets the right field wall around the bullpen. And that's where he hits it. That's going to be a 2-bagger for Jake Bauers. Bauers doesn't run particularly well, so I don't think he's going to turn that into a triple. But the Yankees have a runner in scoring position for Gleyber Torres. There are 2 outs. And let's see if Torres can knock in the 2nd run for the Yankees. Murphy a -1. Torres at +2, which makes him a 1 to 11 for control. So this comes off the batter card, 272. You can see just because the batter gets control doesn't mean he's going to get a hit. But it gives him a better chance to meet his numbers for the year. 272 is going to be a fly ball. That will be a fly ball to center field. And no problem in center field. That's the 3rd out of the inning, so no need to check runner advancement. And the Yankees strand 1 in scoring position in the top of the 6th. They hold on to a slim 1-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Luis Severino is still on the mound. He'll face against the top of the order, Duran, Turner, and Verdugo. This comes off the batter card. 801 against a righty is going to be a base hit for Duran. And that'll be a line drive down the right field line. Now Duran's got good speed. He runs at a +1. So we have a single down the right field line. And take one off there. The right fielder is Oswaldo Cabrera. Cabrera, his range is a -1 and his arm is a 0. So that means he's -1 against Duran's +1. So this is going to be all on the fielder. We're going to try and test that arm out there. Less than 0, so we're going to go off of the outfield arm. So his range for throwing him out is 31 to 100. So if this is less than 31 or greater than 100, he will be safe at second. It is greater than 100. And Jarren Duran gets a hustle double as he hits one down the line in right field, and he winds up at second base with nobody out. The 17 is going to go off of the pitcher's card. Excuse me, 566 will be a strikeout. That'll be out number 1 for Severino. Severino and the Yankees holding on to a 1-0 lead in this game. There's a runner at second base. This comes off the batter card. A 461 against a righty is going to be a line drive. And that is hit to left field. Possible error, 112. The left fielder is Jake Bauers. Let's see, Bauers is an error rating of 0, so he is not going to make the error on the play. So we get an L7 out there. And let's see if there's any sort of runner advancement on that. So left field, runner at second base, it's all either my choice or no. So I'm just going to leave him there as he's already in scoring position. We'll move one there, and it will be Devers to the plates as Verdugo can't knock in the runner from second. Let's see if Devers has it in him. This is off of Devers' card. A 38 against a righty is going to be a ground ball. That goes to the second baseman, and no problem at second base making the catch at least. Let's see what happens on the play. Just because the player makes the catch doesn't mean, or he doesn't make an error, doesn't mean all is well. So a 262 with a runner at second base. That's a 4-3 putout, and that's going to end our inning. Good job by Severino to get out of that jam as he gives up a leadoff double to Jarren Duran, and Duran is stranded at second base. 1-0 is our score as we head to the top of the 7th inning. We're going to leave Chris Murphy in there for Boston. He'll face off against the middle of the order. This is off his card. And a 560 against a lefty is going to be a line drive off of Rizzo's bat. 620. That's a liner to center field. And coming in hard on it is the center fielder. That is Duran making a good catch in center. That's one out. Yankees trying to add to their lead. They're up 1-0 on an RBI ground out from Josh Donaldson. That was all the way back in the 3rd inning. Good pitching so far from both teams. Let's see if that holds all the way to the end. This is going to be off the pitcher card. 139 against a righty is going to be a grounder. And 280 is a ground ball to second base. And that will be a play made by the second baseman. So Hernandez over to Casas at first, and that will be out number 2. One man stands between Chris Murphy and a 1-2-3 inning. That's Josh Donaldson. Donaldson is 0 for 2, a couple of ground outs. He is a 0 against lefties. Murphy is a -1 against righties. So 1-9. So this comes off the pitcher card. 832 against a right-hander will be a hit. And 798, a hit. Oh my goodness, Josh Donaldson lays into one as that ball is missed over the middle of the plate, misses his spot, and Josh Donaldson knows what to do with that as he hits this one just over the left field fence. So that is a pop-up to left field, basically, in most ballparks, except at Fenway Park. There is no opportunity in left field for a robbery. Normally, with the just over the left field fence or just over the left center field fence, that's a chance to rob a home run. But you can see here the wall height in left field is 37 feet. No one has that kind of ups, and so nobody is robbing a home run in left field. The wall has to be 10 feet or under, or did I say 9? I don't know if I said 9, probably 9 feet or under. And so nobody's robbing home runs out there. So that's going to be a home run for Josh Donaldson. Donaldson with both runs driven in this game. He's got an RBI ground out and now a solo home run to left over the Green Monster. And that'll bring up Bill Kinney. Kinney doesn't have any at-bats against left-handers. And so we're going to leave him in there, but just because I don't want to go through the trouble of bringing somebody in. But he's going to face a lefty, so we'll just go off of Murphy's card. Murphy 039 against a lefty is a ground ball. And a 098. That'll be a ground ball to first base. And the play is made at first. So there's nobody on base, so we'll just say 3-1 on the putout as he flips it over to the pitcher covering. But the Yankees do get one more here in the 7th inning. They lead 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the 7th. It will be the middle of the order for Boston, facing off against Severino, who's been pitching very well, but he is on watch as he enters his 7th inning. Rev Snyder to the plate will be off of his card. 539 against a righty is going to be a strikeout. So nice work for Severino. As he gets the K, that's 1, 2, 3, 4 strikeouts for Severino. Not a heavy strikeout pitcher, only 21% against righties and 17% against lefties. So not a heavy strikeout pitcher. Pitches to contact, apparently. So this will come off of Casas's card. Casas's 169 is going to be a fly ball. That goes to right field. Right fielder makes the play with no issues. That's Oswaldo Cabrera playing right field in this one. Brings up Kike Hernandez. His mom calls him Enrique. Enrique 1-9 and a 550 is going to be a strikeout. So interesting here, we get the strikeout, so we don't move his stamina, and we have a 1-2-3 inning, so he actually goes up just a little bit because he gets the +1 for the 1-2-3 inning. So Severino feeling really good at this point, and he has excuse me, shut out Boston over 7. We'll keep a watch on him, but plan to send him out there for the 8th inning. Chris Murphy, we'll give him a little bit more of an opportunity here. He's going to face off against Cabrera. Cabrera a -1 against lefties, so good to keep him in there against him. And he's going to be a 1-8 for control. So this comes off the pitcher card. 689 against a righty is going to be a strikeout for Murphy. My name's Murphy. Got to bring up Kyle Higashioka. The Home Alone house is here in Chicago, just north of the city, by the way. The one that they used. Town called Winnetka. It's smaller than anything, but it's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful area. Kyle Higashioka, he is facing off against a lefty. He's a -1. He's a 1-8 for control. So this is going to come off the pitcher card. A 0-23 against a righty will be a grounder. And that'll be a ground ball to the first baseman. And there's no problem at first base. As he takes it to first himself, Casas will make the play. 2 down now in the 8th inning. Anthony Volpe to the plate. 14 is going to go to the pitcher. A 921, though, will be a hit. And Volpe with the base knock. Let's see, that's going to be a line drive to right field, right to the right fielder. There's no opportunity for advancement there. Volpe at first, he steals at a +2. Let's see if we can steal a base here. Murphy's hold is a 0, and the catcher, he throws at a -1, so that's not good. So it's going to be Volpe. His steal is a 2 minus a -1, so it's 2 + 1. Excuse me, is a 3. And when we're looking at that, it doesn't really move him anywhere, but he's here in the second column stealing second base. Let's see if he makes it in with the steal. 118, and that is the one red that he has right in there. Look at that as they gun him down at second base. No soup for you. And so he is thrown out trying to steal second. Sorry, it's a caught stealing, and that'll be out number 3. So Volpe getting greedy. The Yankees come away with nothing, and we'll just leave that there. It was Bowers at the plate, so he'll come up in the next at bat. But Murphy gets out of that one. 1-2-3 as well. So actually, that's not a 1-2-3 inning. He gave up a hit. But we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 2-0 New York over Boston. Good pitching matchup here. Severino goes back out for his 8th inning of work. So far, he's thrown 7 shutout innings at Boston. Reese McGuire, Pablo Reyes, and Jarren Duran coming to the plate in the 8th, or at least scheduled to. 376. This comes off Severino's card. 376 is a line drive. I'm sorry, that's a fly ball. And that fly ball goes out to center field. No problem in center field as McKinney makes the catch for out number 1. McGuire now 0 for 3. Speaking of 0 for, Pablo Reyes is 0 for 2. He's got a couple of flyouts. This comes off of the batter's card, so a 203 is a ground ball. And 161 will be a ground ball to second base. 057, chance at an error here. Let's see. Gleyber Torres. Torres is a -1. And there's an error on a 33 to 83, so we have an error on the play as Gleyber Torres in the hole to his left. He gets to the ball, tries to get it out of his glove, and the ball pops away from him. By the time he picks it up and gets it to first, the batter is safe. So Pablo Reyes, safe at first base. He steals at a 0, so I don't think Severino holds at a 1, so just off of that, he's going to drop a column. So on the error, we lose 1 there. Jarren Duran to the plate. He is 1 for 3. He doubled to right field in his last at bat. This comes off his card. A 4-11 against a right-hander is a line drive. That's a liner to right field. Right fielder is going to make the play. That'll be out number 2. Reyes runs at a 1. Line drive to right field with a runner at first base. It's all reds or yellows, so I'm just going to leave that there. So deep fly ball from Duran, a line drive, but not enough to move the runner, and so we're going to have 2 outs with the runner at first base. Severino trying to get through this one. This will be off of Turner's card. A 459 against a righty is going to be another line drive. This one again to right field, and once again Cabrera is up for the challenge as he makes his way over toward the right field line and makes a nice running catch. That's 3 down in the 8th. Luis Severino, have a game, brother, have a game. As he works around the 1-out error in the bottom of the 8th inning. We go to the top of the 9th. Let's get a new pitcher in for Boston. All right, excellent work by Colin Murphy. His name is not Colin Murphy. His name is Chris Murphy. And he faced 11 batters, went 3 innings, gave up 3 hits and 1 run. Solo home run here to Josh Donaldson, that just a wall scraper over the big monster in left. And we head to the top of the 9th inning. We're going to treat this like a save situation, try to keep the game at 2-0 as Boston still in striking distance here, but top of the order coming up for New York. So I send out the closer, Kenley Jansen. Jansen, excellent 3-6 FIP back in 2023. Did a good job for Boston. His stamina is 4. He's facing off against a lefty, Jake Bowers, first. He's going to be Bowers is a 1-7 to control the at-bat. It is a 7, so this comes off Bowers' card. 6-14 against a righty. Doesn't matter. It's going to be a strikeout. I should say it does matter. It just doesn't make a lot of difference. And Jansen will stay there with his stamina. Kenley can look great. Kenley can take you on a wild ride. It's all kinds of things for him. This is a 1-13 for Torres to control, and he does. A 496 is a line drive. And a liner to second base second baseman is there to make the play. That's Kike Hernandez, who reaches out to his right, and he snags that one for out number 1. Hard hit ball by Gleyber Torres, but right at the second baseman. Brings up Anthony Rizzo. Rizzo 1 for 3 in this one. He has a double and a run scored. This will come off Jansen's card. 658 against a lefty is a strikeout. So bookend Ks for Kenley Jansen in this one, as he has a 1-2-3 inning. In the top of the 9th, shuts down the Yankees just like we'd hoped. And it's 2-0 New York as we head to the bottom of the 9th inning. Let's get the closer in for the Yankees. All right, new pitcher is Clay Holmes. He's the Yankees closer in 2013. He's got a 4 stamina, excellent against righties, excellent against lefties, so he's definitely the closer for the team. He replaces Severino with a gem. 8 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks. He faced 29 batters and had an excellent day for New York. It will be Verdugo, Devers, and Refsnyder, so all the batters you need up for Boston, including some on the bench who might be worth bringing in as well. So Verdugo against a right-hander is a +3. Holmes against the lefty is a -2, so that makes Verdugo a 1-11 to control. He does, and a 996. Against a right-handed batter, is going to be bombs away. Look at Alex Verdugo as he hits a line drive into the left center field, or the left field stands, as that was ripped over the wall in left field. And that is going to be a home run. No chance for any sort of robbery there. You hit it toward the monster. And just like that, our ball game is 2-1. New York had a little bit to work with, but all of a sudden things are tightening up. Holmes against Devers. Devers against righties is a +3. Holmes against lefties is a -2. So that's going to make it a 1-11 for control for the batter. So it goes to the pitcher. 353 against a lefty is going to be a grounder. And that'll go to the second baseman. No problem. That will be, who's playing second? Torres will make the play to first base. And that's out number 1. Big out there with Rafi Devers. Brings up Refsnyder, the right-hander. He is going to be a -4, so just a 1-6 to control. This comes off the pitcher card, 178. That's another ground ball against a righty. 762, that's a grounder to the third baseman. And 301 is a good play at third base, as Donaldson, with a pick on the short hop, makes a good strong throw to first. And now Boston's down to their last out. They've cut the lead to 1. It's 2-1 here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Tristan Casas to the plate. -2 for Holmes, +2 for Casas, so they're even up. This comes off Casas's card. 191 is going to be a fly ball, and this is a pop-up to the catcher. And the catcher is going to make the play as Boston goes down with a whimper. In the 9th, 2-1 is our final as the Yankees take this one over the Boston Red Sox. Very well pitched game. Severino, 8 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 5 strikeouts and no walks. Bello, 5 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. Murphy came in, gave up 1 run. Jansen pitched his 1 inning. And well-pitched game here. Let me go back and get all the totals, and we'll finish this one out. All right, I'm finishing this one out. Our line score for this one, New York 2, Boston 1. New York had 2 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. Boston had 1 run on 5 hits and 1 error. The win is going to go to Luis Severino. 8 innings for the win. 8 innings, a shutout ball. Clay Holmes came in and gave up the home run to Alex Verdugo just over the monster in left field. But he preserved the win. They had 2 runs to work with. The loss is going to go to Brian Bello. It's a tough luck loss. 5 innings, 4 hits, only 1 run given up. Murphy came in for 3 innings, gave up 3 hits and only 1 run. Jansen, a scoreless 9th inning to keep the game at 2-0. This is using Precision Baseball. This is a new cards and dice tabletop baseball board game, and it's coming to fruition, completion. I feel like there's not a whole lot more to add. We didn't use many of the strategies that you can use, but we do have bunting and squeezes and hit and runs and stuff like that. We also didn't use the runner advancement on hits very much because we just didn't have a lot of opportunity, but on first to third, first to home, second to home plays. There's also a little bit of section here for trail runners. So on these plays, what do the trail runners do? So it covers those bases. Every ballpark is going to be represented here, and each ballpark will have its own sort of special plays that are going to be here. So you can hit one off the ladder in left field, off the left field wall, into the notch. We played that one. There's some others into the bullpen in right center field, off the foul pole, fair pole extension. To the right of the yellow line in center field, that's a home run in Fenway Park. So we take into account some of the idiosyncrasies of each particular ballpark. We have another one here. So Busch Stadium here for the Cardinals. You can see all of their wall heights here. Left field, left center, center, and right field. In this ballpark, you can rob home runs at any of those points. So if you see just over the left field fence, or just over the center field fence, just over the right center field fence, any of those are going to give you an opportunity to rob a home run, which comes off of this chart here. So basically you do the calculation for the batters, or for the who is the outfielder who's going to be at the wall making the play. You look at his range, and then you use this chart to determine which column. So if his range is greater than 10, he's got a 101 to 210. That's his chance. It's about 11% of robbing a home run. And then as the player's range gets worse, his opportunity to rob the home run gets worse. So, and we have the wall distances, so you can just kind of see those. I wanted to do something with distance, but I'm not necessarily sure how to do that. And I'm also going to add in some things about foul territory. So we have some special plays. We didn't have those come up in this game, but if you roll a 3 of a kind, then you'll find yourself over into the highlight plays. You can see there's lots of different types of highlight plays. And there's strikeouts. There are ground balls, fly balls, and line drives. Those are all represented here. There's a lot of ground ball plays, but you can see there are fly ball plays too. Popped into foul territory on the first base side. So we're going to see some of these pop-ups to into foul territory. Whether they stay in or out is going to be based off of each ballpark. So their foul territory. So that's going to be a part of each ballpark as well. And then you've got like specific home run kind of things. There are there's a ground rule here off the safety railing, and then back into the field of play is actually you hit it off the railing and then it comes back and lands in play. That's a live ball, and it'd be a double. So there's different kinds of I'm looking through all the different ground rules for each of the ballparks and just kind of adding in some of those. I've done the first 8. So for the demo, there's a ballpark sheet for every one of those. And most of the results are going to be the same, but there are going to be some in there that are ballpark adjusted, and just kind of adds a little bit of interest and special kind of things that happen in each of the ballparks, especially like Fenway Park, right? So you got special things that happen off of the wall in left field. There's off the wall in left field for a single. So sometimes that happens because the left field wall is so short. You hit a line drive off that wall, and a lot of times, you know, guys only are going to get a single out of that. But that's kind of specific, really, to Fenway Park. Yeah, into the stands that are above the left field wall. I think that came up in this one. So that, you know, you have the seats up above the left field wall, so it's into there, off the fair pole, right of the yellow line. That's one. Into the bullpen in right center field. So that's, you know, the bullpen is out here in right center field. So it's a little bit more specific to that ballpark. So just little details like that adding in. And we have all of the managers here. We have all their tendencies. We have their taking extra bases. I put all those and made a note of them down here so I don't have to keep referring to the sheet all the time whenever we're doing base running. We didn't have a lot of base runners, so it didn't come up a lot. But you can see here, how often did each base runner steal second, steal third, perform a sacrifice bunt, or intentional walks? Did they bring in a lot of pinch hitters or pinch runners? Did they use a lot of pitchers each game or not so many? So you can see Brandon Hyde for the Baltimore Orioles last year. He was brought in more pitchers than average. Same thing with David Bell. But Phil Nevin with the Angels, he wasn't as aggressive bringing pitchers into the game. So maybe he stays with guys just a little bit more, that type of thing. So just if you want to get a little bit truer sense of how each team plays, maybe it will to help bring teams a little bit more into alignment with the players that are on the team, and just to kind of help you out with that. And then we have, of course, our ground ball sheet that we used quite a bit, and we didn't do any infield in because we didn't really have the situation there, but there's a special infield in chart, and so depending on what batter it's hit to and what the role is, it's got some results here. It can only be played with a runner at third base in less than 2 outs. So just some little things there. There's a sequence. There's sort of a sequence chart here that tells you, you know, every at bat, this is what you do, and then if it's one of these, this is what you do. You know, on a steal, what is the sort of the proper procedure for figuring things out, taking extra bases and tagging up, and different types of double plays. We didn't have any double play opportunities either, but that is kind of a little thing that you got to figure out within the game and then roll against that as well. We have stealing for second base, third base, and stealing at home. I'm referencing this error. These two are going to be referenced almost every play. And then we have our double plays, so whether it's the fielder, his double play rating, or the batter's grounded into double play rating. So we have those two. Range check didn't come in to account. The outfield arm did though, and then the robbing home runs did not come into account. So these are sort of your main charts. There's a lot of charts, but it's not necessarily overwhelming amount of things to keep track of per se. And then you're going to get, these are all the pitchers for the Yankees, so you're going to get a lot of players out of this. Any pitcher that pitched against at least 20 batters, and any batter that got at least 20 plate appearances. So for modern seasons, that's quite a few people. You can see these are just the pitchers for each team. So you're going to get a lot of pitchers. And then actually that's just the pitchers. And then these are the batters, you know. So you're going to get even guys who didn't get a lot of at-bats throughout the season, but they did come in and play significantly enough that you would include them in a replay. So again, if you want to play this game, but you don't want to be you're not on Facebook, or you don't want to be on Facebook, you can reach out to me by emailing me at clarkaddisongaming@gmail.com, and I'll send you those files, the same ones that you can get off the Facebook page, and you can play the game if you want to. I'm super excited about it. There's still a little bit of a road to go to finish this one up, but really excited about where this is going and how it's going to be, and hopefully it will be a new and good entry into the baseball tabletop sim community. It's a little bit different. It's a lot more detailed than most. It's going to be more like a diamond mine kind of pursue the pennant type of detail. And so maybe you don't like that, or maybe you don't want that. There's not a lot of ways to sort of scale it back. So the detail that you're seeing now is really what the game is. I have a less detailed game called On Base Baseball, which is more of like a roll and kind of a basic APA or basic strat type of gameplay. So I think there's room for all types. I hope there's room for a little bit more detailed game, like this one that gets into the nitty-gritty of fielding and things like that. And these are not my subjective ratings. All of these ratings on here come from basically looking at multiple categories. So when you're looking at these versus left-handed and right-handed batters, we're looking at multiple categories, kind of adding up that score, and then seeing, against the average, how does this pitcher stand up? How does this batter stand up against left-handers? Where the average is 0, are they better or worse than average? And then you're sort of not manipulating, but you're adding those pitcher and batter together to kind of find out who has the real advantage in this at bat. So for pitchers, looking at what would give a pitcher an advantage in an at bat, and for a batter, what would give a batter an advantage in the at bat as well. And then seeing, that tussle, that tug of war between those two players. So when you have two really good players, a good pitcher and a good batter against each other, they're going to be a little bit more even. But if you have a really good pitcher against a really poor batter, then the pitcher should have the advantage. You should be able to get to his card. And getting to his card doesn't mean total advantage or domination of the at-bat. It doesn't work like that. It's just that the results are going to come off that player's card. So it's really who gets to control the at-bat. Like, do you get to control my outcomes, or do I get to control your outcomes? So it's kind of an interesting system. And a little bit of back and forth there. So just try it out and give it a chance. And I hope that it's adopted by the community in a good way, and that people find it to be engaging. And it takes a long time to play, but there's a lot of engagement. There's a lot of choices that you get to make. And so if that's kind of up your alley, then I would suggest that you at least try the demo. So you can get that, again, off of Facebook in the file section of the Clark and Addison Facebook group, or you can just email me and send me an email to clarkandaddisongaming@gmail.com, and then you can I'll send you those files and you can play it and just let me know what you think about it. Are there things that can be improved? Are there things that could be added? Things that you wish you had in the game that weren't included? Also, if you go to clarkandaddisongaming.com, you can see some of the other games I mentioned on Base Baseball. I have a quick play baseball game. I'm hosting another quick play game for another designer, and a college football game. I've got pro football, a couple different pro football games, and also basketball. So NBA basketball, and there are ABA seasons as well with the up-tempo basketball game. So go check those out, clarkandaddisongaming.com. And there's a new season for up-tempo. So the very last one that just finished, Boston won. And that regular season for up-tempo basketball is available. So 2023-24. So go check that out. You can find that under the new releases on the homepage. If you click on the big green button at the top of the page, then that will take you to all the games that we have, and then you can filter by types of games or by sports on the left-hand side. All right. If you haven't subscribed, click subscribe. If you find yourself coming back all the time, just go ahead and click subscribe, and then you'll find new videos that I post in the subscriptions when you click on that in YouTube. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. That's a super easy way, even if you don't want to buy the games. or if you're just kind of watching and checking out, just give it a thumbs up. Doesn't cost you anything. And if you actually like the video, then just let the world know. That helps us in the algorithm to be able to be shown to more people. And then this game gets out just a little bit more. This is one outside of Facebook. This is really the main marketing opportunity and chance for me to talk to gamers and really find out what's going on with them. So if you have any comments or questions, leave them down in the comments section. I'm super quick to get on those. I'm always on. And yeah, just let me know what you think of the game. Was it good, bad, indifferent? You don't really care. That helps me. I need to even keep going if nobody cares about this game. But if people are excited about it, certainly I will continue forward. And this will be the first season that's released. And then obviously when the season that we're in right now is finished, I'll release that season as well. Okay, I think that's it from here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.